Hello everybody! I want to say before the video started that these will be the interpretations of what these cosplayers think the characters that they're cosplaying would answer these questions. And in no way we're implying that these would be canon answers from the cast or from the writers of these characters. So, take it away, other me.
Hello and welcome to Demon Interviews. Today we're going to be doing another lovely interview with these fine uh, males and females of the show of Ruby. Which sorry to tell you guys, in my universe, you guys are a show. But so yeah, I would like. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I am Jaune, the leader of Team JNPR.
Hi, I'm Nora Valkyrie. Nice to meet you.
I'm Pyrrha Nikos, resident warrior.
And I'm Li Ren. You can call me Ren.
Yay! Well, today we have Team JNPR here from the world of Remnant and all the fun that happens there. Nothing bad ever happened. Ever.
Nothing bad. Ever.
So we're just gonna be asking them some questions about their world and all that fun stuff. So thank you for joining us today and making this interdimensional afterlife call. Or yeah, because we have dead characters and we have from different universes.
You have incredible technology here.
Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. We have unlimited access to people who are dead and people who are alive and from different universes. Hey! So, the first question is going to be, did any of you have any family pets when you were growing up?
Yes, for the Arc family, I have so many sisters. Each of us had our own dog. Well, my sisters had a dog while I had a pet rock. I was not allowed to have a dog because Nora knows this story. They all had all the dogs, and then there wasn't enough for me, so I had a pet rock. His name was Rocky. Nora overfed him. It's too many sprinkles, and then, yeah, Rocky is buried somewhere at Beacon.
So I don't really remember much. I don't think we had family pets, but I was gonna say I didn't tell anyone that I also did have a pet rock. But I lost him. His name was Rocco.
Poor Rocco. Aw.
He's out there somewhere traveling the seven seas, probably.
Believe in you, Rocco. Let's see. I did not have a family pet growing up, but if I was to have a pet, I would want a dog, maybe like a lab or something, just to like take to the park and throw a frisbee around, because they have really great energy.
Yeah, I also never had any pets. However, kind of traveling around, stray cats seem to like me for some reason. Never found out why.
Awesome. Well, I'm just gonna skip this question because as far as I know, only one of you have siblings, and he already talked about them. So I'm just gonna go on to the next one. I'm just gonna skip that one because I feel like it. So why did all of you attend Beacon in the first place over other schools in Remnant?
It was further away from my family, who I love, but your hair can only take so much.
For me, I honestly went wherever Ren went. And Beacon seemed like a good choice. Why not?
I love that. So I grew up in Mistral, and everybody was expecting me to attend the school there. However, I feel like I was called to a different path, so I decided to choose Beacon Academy, something a bit different, and to broaden my horizons.
Yeah, at the time with me and Nora traveling around, I've heard that Beacon was one of the best schools in the area, so there was no reason not to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm happy that none of your plans ever, fell apart and, exploded. Um, Anywho, we're carrying on from there. So now I would like to ask you if you could choose another team member's weapons to use. Whose weapon would you choose and why?
I think I would choose Nora's hammer. That thing can pack a punch and knock out any Grim. Only problem is it's extremely heavy, and I've tried picking it up, and now we have to hide the hole in the wall of our room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Ren. It's only on your side. It's fine.
Nothing ever happened. You're really gonna make me pick? Honestly, I would use everyone's all at once. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. So, I was also gonna say Nora's hammer as well because it's also a grenade launcher, and I kind of want to test that out for myself and just see what all it could do.
All the weapons sound extremely interesting and really cool. However, I thought I would try John's sword, actually. I would love to try and master swordsmanship and see how much of a challenge it could really be.
Takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, it does. Sadly, I did steal his sword away from him, so he's gonna have to come and get it.
I thought I lost that.
Oh yeah, you did. And then I found it for you.
Multiple times. We put a tracker on it later.
There's a flashing red light. So speaking of weapons, what inspired you to create your weapons in the first place?
Well, mine is a great heirloom of my great-great-great-grandfather, which was passed down from generation to generation. Plus, I have tried making other weapons, and none really fit as good as the sword and shield. And I was told to stop setting fires to things after the third time.
So what inspired for me to create mine is actually kind of a story. So my first real weapon was a hammer that Ren gave me so we could protect each other. And when we had to create actual weapons, I was like, I like hammers. This means a lot to me. Hammers.
You nailed it.
And has been breaking legs ever since.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. So, my weapon it's actually 3 in 1. It's a javelin, a sword, and a rifle. The javelin helps with distance because I can throw it at my enemies. I have a sword for up close combat, and I have a rifle for far away or for just looking around for Grim. I can kind of use that device to kind of pinpoint where Grim might be. And not only that, I also have a shield. Of course, that helps protect me. And I can also toss it and kind of use it at the enemies to throw it. It'll come back to me, which I'll explain how I do that here in a second. But yeah.
Nice.
Well, Stormflower is actually inspired by M1911 pistols. I did decide to add blades onto them as well, so I could train not only long distance but also short distance fighting styles, so I could be prepared for any battle needed.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, next up is going to be, speaking of your weapons, so let's talk about some of the things you use your weapons against. What is one of the scariest Grim you've ever faced, either alone or as a team or, sectioned off or anything like that?
I think the scariest Grims are definitely the Ursa that I fought one-on-one by myself with no help at all when I was defending Cardin. And that the giant scorpion for when we had to get our relics.
Mm-hmm.
That was not fun. I thought it was a giant light. Turns out it was a poison death thing.
Personally, the scariest Grim that we've had faced was. Sorry if I say it wrong. Fuck that Grim. I didn't mean to say so sorry. Screw that.
Nora, what did I say about that?
Too much pancakes.
I'll let it go this once.
Okay. The Nucleov, still scary. Kind of nightmares from it. Yeah. You guys didn't hear me curse.
Let's see. I can't think of any scary Grim in like my time of training, but there is one thing that I cannot stand, and that is bullies. I do not tolerate bullies. I think it's just not very nice or kind. And not only that too, but whenever I was training one day in class and I had to fight against Mercury Black, another student that was visiting, when I was fighting him, it seemed kind of off the way that he was fighting and approaching me and whatnot, and then he just stopped and said like, I forfeit or something along those lines, and I was like, well, that's a bit weird. So there's been a couple times where like Grim doesn't really scare me because I know that I fight to protect people, but sometimes there are some people out there that's like, I don't know much about you, so
Can I just say one thing? I thought you said boys instead of bullies.
Oh, well.
Yeah, boys can be pretty scary.
Scariest Grim of them all.
The teenage boy,
sorry.
the scariest thing. Which, valid, I feel
Axe.
that.
I'm sorry.
Too much Axe body spray.
No, don't start with that.
Didn't know it was that bad, guys. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, from when we were young, the Knuckleball was probably the scariest Grim I've ever come across when meeting Nora. But nowadays, nothing scares me more than Nora without her pancakes.
So true.
Yeah. Or Nora with coffee.
Or both.
Oh, God. Nothing to
Very
absorb
tired.
the coffee, just pure energy. So, how did everybody discover the semblances in the first place?
I discovered mine when I was fighting against I was fighting against Cinder and her team. For some reason, I'm blanking on the name of the place. Anybody remember it?
Haven Academy.
The Haven Academy. See, Pyrrha knows because Pyrrha was there. Obviously, Pyrrha was there. She was fighting Mercury Black. That's why she was having issues. And I had to save our friends, Team Ruby. I had to save Weiss's life by amplifying her aura and healing her wound and being a hero per usual, as Nora defended me with her life.
The first time I discover my semblance is when I was struck by lightning and didn't die.
Twice.
Yeah.
Glad you're okay.
Fun time.
Let's see. So yes, I can control metal. Polarity is my semblance. And I found out one day when I went to go get a can of soda at lunch, and all of a sudden I realized I was like crushing it in like some way and whatnot, and realized that I was using my semblance already to do that. So I can control metal around me, like big metal, small metal, it doesn't matter. I can make it into like a weapon or something, and then use it against enemies and whatnot. So
You can see her with a spoon.
the spoon. Oh yes, the spoon.
Yeah, that's the only time we see Pyrrha do things and like ripping metal things apart. Let's move on. Ren.
Oh, the last time I remember figuring out the semblance was again with the I think it was with the Nuklevov battle when I saw Nora trying to hide away. I was able to, my semblance is being able to mask negative energy, which was our only way of survival from the Grim attack. I'm sorry, my voice got a little choky during that. Against the grim attack, so I was able to hide our negative emotions. That's how we were able to survive. That's the earliest memory I can think of.
Makes sense. I mean, that was a very strong and emotional time. I mean, I would get choked up about it too. So the next question is going to be, what song or band defines who you are the best?
My favorite, what song defines me? Whichever one is hero-like, but I definitely think it'd be Pumpkin Pete's Hero Adventure song from the Pumpkin Pete movie. That definitely brings a lot into me.
Honestly, there are a lot of songs and bands. I couldn't possibly decide, but ones that are kind of like upbeat really fit my groove.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kind of gonna go opposite of upbeat. I really enjoyed listening to the genre melodic dubstep, and there's a song called Lost and Found by Drewberry featuring Maggie York. It just seems very, very nice, and I feel like the lyrics really describe me in that song. But my guilty pleasure with music is K-pop. So don't tell anyone.
Yeah, I won't tell anyone. Don't worry. It's not like this is going to go out onto the internet.
Your secret's safe with us.
With us and the other people on the internet.
The internet's trustworthy, right?
Yeah, mainly with secrets.
Sure,
And,
they won't tell.
yeah, or voice their opinions. Sorry, Ren, go ahead.
It's all good. I listen to a lot of Lo-Fi Girl, I'm gonna be honest, but the song I think has been like something that describes me would be a song Trying My Best by, what is it, Anson Seabra. That'd probably be what I'd pick.
Awesome. Very, very good song selections. Very interesting team playlist. So the next question is, if you could go back in time and change a very significant event, and like, what would you tell your past selves to try and change the outcome of certain events that happened?
I don't think I would tell myself much, except you get away from your sisters eventually, because clearly nothing happens once we go to Beacon, and then we go to Haven, and then we go to Atlas, because we have Pyrrha with us. We have Ren and Nora, we have Team JNPR, just all together living our best lives.
Yeah.
Upgrades and everything, and we're all best friends and like really close friends. Nothing between any of us, just close friends.
Honestly, I don't think I would change anything. Otherwise, I wouldn't have met the people I have met now.
Yeah. My answer, not to go on top of Beacon Tower, not to go fight the Lady of Glass and Fire, would be my obvious answer, but also to with my team at the time with Beacon, just to be more present, just to be there with them, not worrying about this and that and what the future holds, but just to enjoy the present moment with everybody.
I'm with Nora on this one. I don't think I would really change much, or else we wouldn't be here. I might go back maybe when I start Beacon and just tell them, you're allowed to have feelings. You're allowed to express them. And it will not blow up in your face in the long run.
I'm happy that nobody just went with the very obvious answer. I'm very I'm
What obvious answer?
This is an obvious answer?
Yeah. I guess we're working on different sets of information now, aren't we? No, I don't want to edit a question. No, I'm trying to scroll. Yeah. Nothing bad ever happened. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
We're all vibing in Atlas at the moment, partying with a disco ball and Penny, who has only changed her look once for some reason.
Yeah,
as a human.
No reason. So, the next question, moving on, is what is y'all's favorite flower? Because for some reason that's on here because it was a fan suggestion.
My favorite flower, personally, is either a sunflower or a rose. I don't know. I just like roses because they're red, and I think red's one of the most beautifulest colors in the world. It's so nice to share that with friends, especially because roses are also romantic. Like, but it's also friendly because, like, you know, Pyrrha one time gave me like a rose out of just symbolic friendship and kindness. It's really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're just really great friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Best friends, besties for all the resties.
Favorite flowers. I like a lot of flowers, but if I absolutely must choose, my top two would be dandelions and tulips. Tulips are so pretty and they come in so many colors.
That's a great choice. I was gonna go with daffodils because they're so bright. You know, that yellow color, they just stand out. And whenever I look at daffodils, I just feel like happiness.
Water lilies.
Makes sense.
Fair. They are pretty.
Very.
Hmm.
Well, since this is normally a channel where we talk to different cosplayers and stuff, I wanted to ask you all, since you have experimented with the getting dressed up randomly with the Scooby-Doo outfits, I am just wondering if there's any plans for any future team get-together costumed group costumes that any of that you guys are thinking about doing.
I know for Halloween we talked about switching partner outfits. So we'd all be doing Team Ruby. Obviously I'd be Weiss. And Nora would be Nora. Who were you? A Yang again, right?
Yes.
And then Blake would be Oh wait, Ren would be Blake. Not Blake would be Ren would be Blake. They have the same aura. Both love cats for some reason. Cats love them. And then Pyrrha would be Ruby.
Works.
I totally agree with Jaune. Also, I think we should dress up as food. I think that'd be really fun. Or like fruit, or you know, anything. That'd be really fun.
Dibs on French fry.
You would make an excellent French fry.
A singular French fry.
A singular French fry.
Oh. Well, I do have a couple of ideas. Because I've been talking with Coco about some possible cosplays we could do. The first one, there's a show on your planet called the Powerpuff Girls, where they're kind of like superheroes and whatnot. So I've been watching that, and I figured since there's three girls, and then you have the professor who created the girls, and there's four of us. Why not? Ren could be the professor. Excuse me. Jaune could be Bubbles, because they're both blonde and have a very bubbly personality. Nora would be Buttercup, kind of a little angsty, always wants to fight and stuff. And then I would be Blossom, the team leader. So one of my ideas.
I was watching that with Pyrrha, and I was also mentioning Ren could also be Mojo Jojo. They have the same purple.
Yeah.
Same. I'll save those questions for later. I didn't really think of anything at the moment, but I'm sure these three would put me in something sooner or later. So, whatever, I guess.
Seemingly nobody wanted to put Ren in a dress, but you all want to put Jaune in a dress again.
I got the legs for it.
I mean, it happens, man. I mean, plus you already showed off you would do it once. You know, you gotta do it again.
He looks.
You grow up with sisters, you just get their hand-me-downs, you know?
Makes sense. Makes sense. You just gotta live with it sometimes. Now, the next question. We know that you guys all had at the prom-esque event, all of you did a very spontaneous choreographed dance. Is there any other future choreographed dance you all want to do, or are you, or yeah? Well, tell me. Do you have plans?
I hope not. The spontaneous one was very spontaneous and very grueling. It took a lot of effort spontaneously to do, and I'd be spontaneously watched for everything I ate spontaneously. Spontaneously.
I'll never forget
actually, I'm actually gonna agree with John. It was actually harder than it looks, and you know, when it comes to dancing, I made it. Like,
Oh. I thought everybody did great with the spontaneous dance.
Yeah.
totally not
Kick step,
totally
body
not
roll.
rehearsed. Totally not rehearsed or
no.
anything.
We were just all in sync for such a great team.
Mhm.
And no crying was involved.
No.
Not at all.
You crying.
Totally.
Ooh,
Out
I
of-
think... Oh,
Sorry, you haven't gone yet. Go ahead.
oh, it's okay. I did see one of those video thingies on an app or something where they do like this one dance, but the show's called Wednesday, and there's like a dancing trend with this show, and I was like, maybe we could try it out. It seems a bit easier. There's no kick step, body roll involved in the dance, so I figured hopefully it's easy enough to do, and I feel like we could all try it out. So
I don't know if I said it, but I do appreciate all three of you being a part of that incredible dance. That was really fun at the end. However, I did find another song on when I was looking through. What was this band? It was this guy group called Triple A who had to dance to the song "Give Me a Reason," which was actually a lot easier than I expected. So, if not, that's fine too. I can just stay here. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll spontaneously think about it.
We'll
Spontaneous.
spontaneously think about it. Okay.
So before we get into the individual questions, I want to say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guests here, put them in the comment section below, and don't forget to follow them all on their individual social medias of interdimensionalness.
Insta scroll.
Yeah, Insta scroll, you know,
Scroll book.
scroll book, yeah, you know,
Squitter.
What?
Twitter.
pushing.
Twitter?
That was pushing.
Litter?
Squitter.
Squitter. Oh, that does not sound right.
Scroll.
Crickety rock.
Oh God. Okay. Well, so now we're gonna get into some of the individual questions, or and then after some of those, we're gonna get into the segmented off group questions, I guess is the best way to say it. So first, we're gonna be going in the same order, but everybody's gonna get their own question. But Jaune, first and foremost, how long have you had that hoodie for?
I've had this hoodie. I won it when I was like 11 years old. So many boxes of Captain Pete's and all that, Pumpkin Pete's, all of them. I had them for all my photos growing up and all of that. Got an extra large. I mean, just large because I was a very small man. I somehow grew into it now, and I still have it. I've had it for about, if I was 11, and then I had a long time, like 11 to 12, 13 to 11 years.
Nice.
Follow-up question. When was the last time it was washed?
When was the last time you washed it?
I was supposed to wash it?
There's your answer. It's okay.
So never. Wait, hold on. Does that mean before you came to Beacon, you never washed it?
It's clean. You just Axe body spray it.
And that's why
Alright.
Axe Body Spray was banned at Beacon.
It's only slightly flammable. You know the crater?
Slightly.
It helped because I was lingering around the area.
Oh, that actually gives me an idea for later.
Oh.
Well, you
I'll
know,
get the first aid kit.
period. So since Nora, since we're talking about Nora and slightly explosive things, how many times have you been purposely struck by lightning Like, how many times were you struck by lightning on purpose? Like, you actively went out.
Give her a second.
I think we're hitting close to the 50s.
Well then.
I lost
Sometimes
count.
I'll see her just poke things with an outlet with a fork,
Yeah.
just to give her a
lost
charge in the
count.
morning.
I lost count after that one time. I was kind of knocked out for a good 5 hours. It was fun though.
Well then. Pyrrha, you're next, and since we're talking a lot about Pumpkin Pete, how was it being at least a limited edition mascot for it?
Fun. I really enjoyed the fact that they contacted my family and I. They said, hey, we have this opportunity. It was a really big deal. So they gave me like a script of lines to say. So I made sure I practiced, every single night. I was practicing in the morning, making sure that I had it. We went to the studio, got everything set up. Did the commercial. They took photos for the box covers. And then a couple weeks or months later, I go into the store and I'm all in the cereal aisle. Like my face is all up and down the cereal aisle. So I was pretty surprised about it. But and not only that, but like being recognized in the store too. Like sometimes folks would come up and be like, "You're the girl from the box," and it's like, "Yeah, that's me." And they're like, "Oh, can I get a photo of you on my scroll?" And it's like, "Sure, okay." Like so. But the thing about the cereal is, though, it's not very good for you. It's pretty sugary, so that's the one thing.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And I bet, like, having to eat so much, you just get, like, really sick of it after some time.
Not true. Me and Nora have a box like every day in the morning.
A box a day?
Between the both of us.
Delicious. Picasso.
Unfortunately.
See, Ren's making these, like, amazing breakfasts. And then these two.
Thank you! Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Don't get me wrong. Red's cooking is chef kiss.
Very good.
Like,
But Pete's cereal is also chef kiss.
so then it ends up just being Red and Pyrrha eating, like, this, like, 4 people breakfast. Anywho.
I mean, it's fine if I have to train and then, I need to carb up and stuff, but after a while, yeah. It's like I need something different.
Like,
As Pyrrha said once, it will give us energy.
yeah. Well, speaking of Ren, what were your first thoughts when you first met Nora?
The first thoughts that I thought of when I met Nora was kind of just the protective mode, I guess, trying to save someone from our town. But I mean, we've been together ever since, going into Beacon and all that, so honestly, I don't think I would want anyone else by my side.
Awesome. Well, normally the next
friendship.
Oh, sorry. Friendship is always good, I do agree. Well, normally the next question would be Jaune's, but I'm going to save that for the last question because it's a very important and in-depth question that the world needs to know. So we're going to
For the
save
great,
that.
powerful leader.
Yeah. So we're just going to save that for later. We're just gonna move on from that for right now. So now we're just going to go on to Nora and ask, oh, that's the word. Okay, so until very recently, why didn't you just tell Ren how you felt in the beginning? Or sooner?
Look at him. How could you? And, I didn't want to ruin, like, a good friendship. And, you don't know.
Apparently, I don't know.
You
He's
don't know
so
how
blind.
things would go, but after a while, it's just like bubbling in. When you drink too much soda and it's just bubbling. You just gotta like throw it all out. That's why it took so long. It was, simmering for years. Anyways.
Yeah. So the next question is I'm just gonna. Bad things did happen. Let's just all admit that now. Bad things did happen, and she is dead. That's why everything's blurry behind her and white.
I'm in heaven now.
Not in Haven. Heaven.
Heaven.
How
I
is
thought
it over
Haven was
there?
just. I thought heaven was just like a little bit over Haven, just like 5 miles due west.
So I bring this up because I wanted to ask Pyrrha, because like she's been, I assume, watching somewhat of what's been going on. And so, what was your first reaction when you saw your face being used as a weapon, both literally and metaphorically, by Neo against both Mr. Arc and used against Jaune and Ruby? Ugh.
I was pretty surprised that Neo would choose me. I didn't have a whole lot of interactions with Neo. So I imagine maybe she saw my face then on the commercials or the Pumpkin Pete's box, the Vital Festival tournament as well. Probably saw. But yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was kind of asking myself, like, why would she use myself against Jaune? Like, he's at a vulnerable point in this fight. There's so much going on. And especially with Ruby, she was already going through so much. All she had to do was talk to someone, to her teammates, which is something that I should have done, was talk to my teammates, or else I wouldn't be deceased. But we're here. We can't change our destinies once they're fulfilled. So, yeah, I was pretty surprised and a little bit scared for what was going to happen to Jaune next.
Therapy. We talked about this a lot when we interviewed Team Ruby. How everybody needs some therapy.
Big feelings talk.
Everyone needs some therapy. Let's just all agree on that now.
Low-key waiting for the point. It's like, so welcome to the intervention. So
yeah, it's just go walk in, and Crow is going to be leading into the intervention. You're gonna know it's bad when he's leading it.
He's been into enough to probably know how to do it, though.
Probably, yeah. But now, Ren, I would like to ask you a very in-depth, very serious question. What sound does a sloth actually make?
it does not caw. I will say that. But after doing research, I think it's more of like one of the highest pitches that animals could make, I believe. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it myself, but
yeah.
Nora can think whatever she'd like. I do not care.
I think I did a pretty good impression.
Sure.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and yeah.
Yes, and.
So now we're gonna go back to Jaune, and this is actually a very in-depth and curious question from the world. Now, if you wanted to go to Beacon so badly, why didn't you apply like everybody else did and not steal someone else's transcripts or forge them?
Well, if that did happen, if that was a thing that everyone knew, I may or may not would have done it because when you have so many sisters, there's not a lot of money, and without money, you can't really go to schools or apply to things. Can't really train. Stuck working with your family because you got to help support them and all that, and like sometimes you just got to start fresh. And when you want to be a hero, sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do to help save others to be a hero.
Sometimes heroism is in shades of gray. Nothing's ever just black and white. So sometimes you just gotta do a gray thing to get to the. I don't know where I'm going with that sentence. I'm just gonna carry on.
The 2 different shades of gray you use. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. But there's not 50 different shades of gray you can use though.
What's that?
Trust me, you don't want to know.
All right.
Ren can make things gray.
Yeah, but
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Um, so Nora, the next question is going to be for you. So, how many Ursa have you destroyed by riding them like a horse?
Say a good 8. My goal is 10.
It's a miracle that it happens once. To have up to 10 is more power to you. Absolutely.
I mean, it's fun.
You know, it's a new way of destroying Grim. You know, you gotta destroy them in fun ways. You gotta be fun. You gotta have fun at your job.
Do you guys want to write it next time with me?
I'll pass.
It bucked me off last time.
Okay.
I mean, Pyrrha, but you're already dead. I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? You're gonna be like
I
Jack
did.
Skellington and double die?
I might still have like a shred of dignity I'd like to keep intact, and not gonna do it riding in Ursa. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
It's okay.
Well, Pyrrha, speaking of not
Mhm.
dignity, but since we are talking to you at this moment, what was your first reaction to being put onto Team JNPR in the first place?
I was really happy that a team was decided, and we had Jaune as our leader and whatnot. So I just wanted to, find a team. Didn't matter who I was going to be paired with, but I want to be able to help my teammates out, because we all have one common goal, and that's to defend people, protect people, and train so that way one day we can become huntsmen and huntresses.
Excuse me. Well, that's really good. Oh my god. Ugh. So Ren, I would like to ask you, how have you not lost your mind being around certain living batteries for so long?
Okay. No matter how much everybody says, Nora's not that bad to be around with. So I think it's just, I mean, just being with her, you get used to it, and sometimes you kind of enjoy riding Ursas until they no longer breathe. So it's been good.
Perfect. Well, now the next question is going to be for Jaune. Now, Jaune, Nora and Ren might not know this, and maybe Pierre, but so in the newest cataloged adventure, there we go. Let's go with that. In one of the newest adventures, after a long time, you grew out your hair for a wolf tail haircut. Did you enjoy that?
Personally, I did. I thought I looked rugged and handsome, and clearly Weiss thought so. 'Cause she called me the rustic hero, so clearly it's a ladies' magnet. They all want the tail. I mean, if you look at Nora, like Ren has a tail, and or his pony tail thing, and the chicks dig it.
They
So,
do?
do I look like I talk to girls?
Well, I mean, technically, you do. Just not on the...
Technically.
Technically. You know, we interviewed Weiss and all of Team Ruby very recently, and we talked about that. And she just said it made you look more mature, and that's it. No other reasons for the...
Mature.
For the the face. Only reason was of shock and amazement of age, and that's it. Which nobody believed, not even our own team.
Huh.
So Nora, we've seen reasonably, we could say, the maximum input for your semblance. With the whole, absorbing energies at Atlas. We saw that was very dangerous, and obviously was a near maximum, if not a little bit over the limit. So I would like to know, what is the minimum amount of electricity, energy, so on and so forth, for you to have a noticeable power difference?
So, a little sap kind of gives like a little rush. Doesn't do too much, but if I stick a fork in a socket, now that's a good minimum.
That's a
Energy
good way to
boost.
lose all the power.
It's happened once or twice. Power will just go out at Beacon. Will flicker.
I wonder what happened. Maybe it was a storm.
And then Nora will come glowing
Sure, Nora.
across the hall.
See, look, like, the Juniper room, before, it obviously exploded, there was a hole in the wall. Obviously, your power outlets were, like, scorched. What else
We got
happened?
scolded by Gwenda a couple times about our room, so
Sometimes the
Yeah.
rods where you put drapes on are sometimes bent at night.
That sounds
what
like
are
a
you
news
implying?
story.
The metal rods, Pyrrha.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When you try closing the blinds when it's too sunny out.
It's
I've never noticed. I thought it was just a new way of metal rods.
yeah, they're just really weak. They can't hold up curtains anymore. They've been there for a while. It happens.
Just a regular Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like it. So, speaking of this type of problem, Pyrrha, why do you say sorry so often? Even
I'm
when it's not
sorry?
your fault.
I don't know. Why do I say sorry so much? I feel like it's just easy to say. Something to say so that I can come up with a response or make sure that somebody else is okay. It just comes out so easily. So I don't know why I'm sorry.
It's fine. So, kind of going back to one of the last group questions we talked about for Ren's question, but do you remember what the dance moves were for the spontaneous dance? Do you remember what they were?
I vaguely remember what they were. I am not going to be dancing it. For real talk, I did twist my ankle last weekend because of work.
Ah,
Uh,
perfect.
So I'm
Against
not
the
getting up.
Against the wolves and the Beowulfs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
No.
one wrong step.
Yeah, just one wrong step and you're just down. It happens.
Nora bodied that wolf.
That was incredible though.
Well, now we'll go on to what I would call segmented off questions, which is going to be for like 3 or 2 of you, and I'll call out who they're for as I'm saying them. So, Ren, you get to have a break for this next one, so don't worry. But it is about you, technically. Now, for Jaune, Nora, and Pyrrha, what is your favorite way to annoy Ren?
My favorite way to annoy Ren would be just dancing in front of him. When I do it, his eye just starts twitching, and I get chased out of the room sometimes. That's usually when he
Sometimes.
hides my pumpkin. That's when he hides my pumpkin Pete and replaces it with celery to lose said pounds and to be healthy.
I'm only looking for your health, okay?
And I'm only looking for my pumpkin Pete's.
Good luck. Anyways.
I don't think I annoy Ren, but I will say he doesn't seem to be a big fan of me doing a morning call in the morning, where I wake him up, greet him with, my energy. He seems a little low on energy when I do that. I think I annoy him.
It just depends on the time.
A little bit.
6 a.m. is fine. 2:30 in the morning.
You sure it was 2:30 a.m. or 2:30 p.m.?
I must not get enough sleep. Okay. Move on before I start questioning my own reality.
Oh goodness. In the mornings, I like to make a protein smoothie before I set off for the track and everything. However, I have to move the blender a little bit so that way there's enough room for all my ingredients. But I don't move the blender back to where it should be, and I have been scolded multiple times by Ren to move the blender to the original position when I am done with it. So now I feel like I'm starting to do it on purpose just to see how much I can get away with it. So yeah, not sorry about that one.
Oh,
All right, I get it. Sometimes it can be a control freak. It's fine. I've learned. It's great.
It's fine.
Not on the verge of bursting. You know, it's great.
See, look, Jaune and Nora have just been a really bad influence up here. She's not even sorry for something now.
Saying she's not sorry now. That's the change.
That's the biggest change.
I'm in heaven now, so I can say what I want now.
She says, "Good luck with y'all. I'm done."
she's like
In
no.
heaven, they don't care what you say anymore.
They stopped caring at the gates. It's fine. So the next question is going to be for everybody except for Mr. Jaune Arc. What is the most embarrassing thing you have caught Jaune doing?
The most embarrassing thing. Sorry, Jaune, but the most embarrassing thing I caught him doing is when I came into our room and I saw him singing in his underwear. He screamed so loud. It was really funny.
Do not disturb has do not disturb for a reason, Nora. Even when you come in with a hammer.
Here's Nora!
Strangely enough, the door was still locked for some reason.
Oh goodness. Funny you mentioned singing in the bedroom because I have heard him singing in the shower, which is further down the hall, and I have heard him singing this one tune, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, or something like that, at the top of his lungs as if we're not around. Like, we hear you, Jaune, and you are off key, I will say that. So, yeah. Most
And
embarrassing.
Pyrrha's dead to me.
She's dead to a lot of
Oh
us.
my.
She is dead to a lot of us, Jaune. Come on.
God.
I was gonna say it's too soon, but I mean, it's been 8 years.
84 years.
84 years later.
84 years.
I mean, for Jaune at this point, almost has been.
I can't decide between two options.
We don't need two options.
No, I think we can
he's
use
right.
two
You need
options.
3.
We can use one.
We need 3? Okay.
Yeah, I need 3.
One, I believe I did walk into him writing a song for Weiss when we first started Beacon, which was quite cheesy, but
That was good. That's not embarrassing. That's something to be proud of.
it was pretty nice. Word choice I could change out. The second one was when he attempted to try to do ASMR. Probably that was the worst one I could think of right now.
You liked that podcast.
It did help me sleep very nicely, actually.
I whispered sweet nothings into his ears.
Well then, we kind of already covered number 30, so we're just gonna skip that one. So now we're gonna go on to the final-ish question. Then there's gonna be more, but there's gonna be more group-based questions. But this is the final individual question. It's the question we've all been burning to know from Mr. Jaune Arc himself. Now, as I mentioned, you guys are a show in my universe. So even Jaune's voice actor is curious about this. And I'm gonna use this as a quote from almost a quote. She likes you. Why don't you see it?
Nora?
Ren has the right idea. No.
Is it Nora?
No.
Is it Weiss? You didn't tell me if it's Weiss. Was it Weiss? It has. Come on.
Well,
That song. I knew it.
now,
I knew it. The
probably,
song. The
but
song.
not-
What's
not-
The song.
with
It was the
you
song.
guys and not
No.
knowing when girls like you?
I just said Weiss. It was
Look.
the
Like a
song.
Team
It had
Juniper
to be.
curse.
Oh,
Okay,
One day we will all
Technically-
learn.
but not at this point that I'm talking about. Who in this call likes you?
I hope you all liked me.
You know what I mean.
Is it Ren? Ever since that podcast, there's been a tension between us.
John, now, we know you're blood, but come on. Come on.
Look, it
Sean.
can't be Pyrrha. We're best friends, like good old friends, you know. We're like
What's the
literally
closest thing I can hit your head with?
Nora's hammer,
Nora?
go! Just hit it with Nora! Pick up Nora and pow.
Use Nora. Oh no.
No, just use Oscar. You know, he's shorter. You can probably pick him up and swing him pretty hard.
Is it Oscar?
Oscar's not in the call!
He's a minor!
That too!
Whoa!
He can like me. I'm an adult. I just can't like him.
He's not wrong, but also... Okay. It's not Nora. It's not Ren. Who else is in the call?
Look, I'm flattered, man, but we
It's
just
not me.
met.
It's not me.
It
You
can't
lost
be
cause.
Pyrrha. We're literally
We just
It's not a love, guys. It's like a friend love, like brother and sister. You know, we're best friends. We're always gonna be there for each other. Legit family. We care for each other and all that. But there's no way like she loves me. Like she when she was going up to Atlas Tower, she gave me a goodbye kiss. Like, you know, but it was purely platonic kiss. Like, and then to save my life, she just felt like she just I don't know. She was going into battle. She wanted that first kiss, you know, and like, you know,
So
best
she
friends,
used
gotta
you?
help homies.
John, I think you need to go into timeout corner and think about what you said. And
I'm gonna
think about
flush
what
this
the
tracker
question
on
was
this sword.
asked.
You're never gonna see it again. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
now we're the ones saying sorry, huh?
Oh my god.
One day.
Hey guys, we're best friends. We hang out all the time.
Nothing bad ever happened.
About to.
Ever.
It's about to. No. But with that and Jean not learning anything, he needs some therapy. He also needs therapy. Let's agree that Jean is one of the ones here that needs the most therapy at this time. You know,
It's fine. It's fine.
I feel like Nora and Ren might need a little bit of therapy, but like Jean needs some therapy.
It's okay, because I have best friends and no lovers to hang and best friends to be by my side forever. And in heaven.
Okay, carrying on. So with that, with Jean, you're being so foolish that you're making Ren laugh.
I don't know if it's laugh.
Sigh.
Or a sound of
Remnant.
disappointment.
I'm used to that sound.
Alright.
Oh my god. Okay, so carrying on. So these next questions are technically group based, but I wanted to ask you all: do you all have any questions for me as an individual, or about the show in general?
Do we have a happy ending? Is everything good and amazing because we're still with Pyrrha?
Yeah, I think John said the questions I had.
He shakes yes weirdly.
Yeah.
On their
It's a
world.
weird
No.
thing.
Yeah,
It's a
on
weird
their
way of
world.
saying yes.
It's a weird way to say yes.
Yeah, everything's fine. No horrible cat things ever happen. Ever. Pyrrha, do you have any questions? Because I think Ren answered, but Pyrrha, do you have any questions?
Am I allowed to ask a question to my team members?
That's fine. Go ahead. We'll use this time to do that. Go ahead.
So I did have one question, which is not using our weapons, because we already answered that, but if you could pick another character's weapons to use, who would you pick?
Yang's gauntlets. I punched another hole in the wall.
Remind me to get poster tape before we leave today.
And more posters.
Oh, and more posters,
Really good
absolutely.
question. I'm honestly really stuck between Ruby's and Blake's. Because Ruby's site is so big and there's a gun. But Blake's is just like, you could just like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This is a curveball. I think I'm gonna choose. I would choose Velvet's camera. I think that would be the best one because you could just learn any fighting style. You do lose the photos, I believe, but there's more photos to take.
You never took photos of me for some reason.
Yeah, I wonder why one of the only weapons that doesn't turn to a gun or
You need
shoots
a gun
thing.
when you got sword or shield, the most easiest weapons, you know, from like the old age, you know, from the Great War.
Yeah, and definitely doesn't. Oh my god.
Anywho, I'm gonna tag along and say I was gonna say Coco's bag, the handbag that turns into like a gun, of course, because this is Remnant. Everything turns into a gun except for Jaune's weapons. So I would use that because, you know, 1 minute you could be shopping and everything, and the next minute you'd be off fighting Grim and just pull out that thing. The only thing is, though, I don't have her semblance to amplify her weapon, so it's a bit
But
of a
you
bummer.
got yours, so you could pick where the bullets fly.
That's true.
You could like
That was
direct it, like critical hit, focus on like an auto target.
Very true.
Well, with that, is there any other teams from Remnant you would like to see on this show in the future, or any other characters in general?
I think Team Sun would have a lot of fun on this.
Yes.
Team
I
Sun would be
agree.
awesome.
Like a beach time episode.
Beach episode.
The beach episode.
Yes. Okay. Team Sun. Does anybody else have any other suggestions?
No. But I'm hungry.
Ren, get on that.
All right.
There you go. What about Old Man Shopkeep?
Oh, that'd be
A professor episode, professor interview where it's like Ozpin, Galinda, our fast talking teacher with the coffee that Nora always tries to
Oobleck.
steal. Oobleck. I was gonna call him
Fort.
Bartholomew for some reason. Like something all
That is his first name, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so
I
you
was
won't be
like,
wrong.
I'm never wrong. I'm Jean.
Jaune never wrong. Jaune never wrong arc. Sure. Welcome back, Ren. So you start preheating the oven, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's pretty much already ready. So.
Chicken
Perfect.
nuggets. Dino shaped nuggets.
Dino nuggets.
Yeah. Yes, John, you could have the Dino Nuggets, but no fizzy drink. You've already had 2 today.
Oh.
You know, and if you burn some, then Pyrrha can get some.
Too soon.
Sure.
No, oh wow,
I
that got darker.
I would not want to give burned chicken. I would not give burned chicken to a friend.
Well, I mean, like if they're
Sure.
burnt, then they're more dead. Then they get to go to heaven. I didn't even mean the.
They're also ash.
Yeah, that too.
What did I do to deserve this?
You died.
It wasn't my fault. I thought I could save people. That I could stop her.
No. Pyrrha, do you have any other suggestions?
I can't think of anybody. Maybe if we ever get an interview or we see more of Jaune's sisters,
That'd be interesting.
all 7 of Jaune's sisters, and maybe Jaune himself could join
All
in
of
the
them.
interview as well. That would be lovely to see. I would love to see that.
Mhm.
Saffron was already enough. And
Oh,
she was
yeah.
one of the more tolerable
Enough.
ones.
Oh. Excellent. Ren, what about you?
I can't really think of any other teams. Maybe if we could try getting coffee on it would be something pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Well, trying to make sure I go. The last question is going to be: would you guys ever like to return for a future interview?
See why not?
Yeah. Why not?
I would like to attend another, yes.
This was fun. I would like to try another if we can.
Yay! Good, because I've already started having plans for dead redheads.
Woohoo. Protect Nora at all costs.
Nora's
Ren, you
the
better
alpha.
protect Nora. I don't want to see her up here. I want you to protect her. You understand?
I grabbed the closest thing. I grabbed the closest thing.
Very good.
My guitar.
Yeah, use Jean's guitar. Don't use yours. Use his.
Oh, it's a uke. Okay, it's fine.
It's fine. Well then. Thank you all for being here, taking the time out of your very deadly schedules. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to do all the stereotypical YouTube things. Don't forget to follow all of our lovely guests on all the social media platforms. And, at least I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.